Um, well, I'm Tom. Myself and Mark, my business partner, we um, we work together in a normal day job. We currently work for a company that we bring ships in into one of the busiest ports in the UK. We met. We've worked together for we've worked together for the last year permanently, but we've worked together for the last 5 years. And we had an idea, which was basically we saw an autonomous vessel, which they're about £2-3 million each. Obviously, could never afford one, but then we had an idea of, well, why don't we go into companies and set the departments up for them? So essentially, because it's so new technology, all the legislation's changing around it and everything like that. So we specialize in reading all the boring stuff for people, telling them what they need for their company, what training they need, what how they can integrate the vessel into their company, and essentially set everything up for them. I've done a small slideshow which I will try and share with you. One sec. If this works. This one. Right, hopefully everyone can see it. So yeah, essentially this is our company. We set Autonomous Maritime Solutions up. About us, we specialise in setting up USV departments. USV stands for Unmanned Surface Vehicle. In the maritime world, these can be useful for remote areas or covering a large expanse of water. These are some of the pictures of the vessels. So there's smaller ones, there's bigger ones. This one here is 18 meters. This can stay out at sea for over 30 days. This one here is actually 2 meters. So they vary. They're really eco-friendly. They're 95% more efficient than a standard survey boat or a normal vessel. Have a transit time of over 30 days. Some of these vessels can help port authorities achieve net zero targets overnight as soon as they put them into action. So obviously that's the way the world's going, which is good. This is an example of a USV control room that we've worked with. Most USVs are controlled from a remote control room, sometimes the opposite side of the world. One USV we have worked with has just completed a mission in Tonga around a volcano, and it was controlled from Aberdeen. That's the presentation, essentially. It was short and sweet. Hopefully everyone can see me now rather than that slideshow. Short and sweet. Essentially, we're in our early days. We just set up. We're working with one port authority at the minute as consultants for them, and that's it. Any questions?
So the data that comes off these vessels, is that in your client's area to sort of, is that something that they take care of, or do you give them some level of do you do anything with that, with the data that these autonomous vessels are producing?
Essentially, for us, once the department's set up, that's our job done. How they want to use the boat for different sort of operations is up to them. A lot of them use it for surveying, like the channels, and underneath, sort of they look at the seabed and see for ships, for example, how deep they are. That's for them to keep. They've paid for the service for us to set it up. Once it's all operational, they do what they want with it, basically.
Oh, then Tom, so who do you want to talk to? Is it companies or ports, or who's your...
I mean, anyone really. We talk mainly to port authorities, but small marinas we've had approach us now, which we're dealing with, which is why we're looking into the smaller stuff. So for them, something that is sort of 5 or 6 meters deep wouldn't work in a marina, but would work if it's 32 centimeters deep, which is what we've got. We talk to everyone really. We're trying to break into sort of America, so would be our biggest sort of area. We're also doing stuff on land as well. So for like warehouses and things like that, we're sort of automating them and doing sort of drones. So the drone delivery from when, for example, Amazon, similar sort of thing to them. When you order something on there, the drone in the warehouse, rather than a person going and pick it up, would do this. So this might be a flight drone, or it might be a drone, as in like a lorry with a trailer that can automatically pick things up. So that's essentially what we've started to do now. So yeah, we're talking to everyone really. Yeah, there's a whole range of people.
Can you remind me what a marina would do with an autonomous vessel?
So a marina needs, for obviously their leisure customers, they need to bring in, they need to know the depth of their marina, how deep, how big, what sort of boats they could get in. So for us, we go in with a small vessel. We can either survey it for them, or we can teach them how to do it.
So they'd buy a small boat from you, and then use it to regularly scan the marina to see what the depths are.
Yeah, so essentially the smaller boats are not in the millions. They're about 100 to 150,000. So for a marina, a lot more affordable, and in the long run is better for them, because it's to get an external contractor in. They're on about, one marina that we know is on about 400,000 a year they're spending on an external contractor just for the data. They don't actually own any of the vessels. So we're sort of handling all that with them. So they own a vessel, they keep the data, their staff can drive the boat, and it's a lot more cost effective for them.
I suppose on a river marina, it's going to be loads of silt, isn't there?
Yeah. So different, depending on where you are. Obviously, the seabed changes. So depending on what comes in, it all changes really.
Cool.
That's fab. So you can do sort of like, I want to say floor plans, but sea plans, if you like.
Yes. Exactly that.
Because I was thinking warehouses. And I deal with quite a few warehouses, so I'm quite interested to see how you progress along with that.
Yeah.
But I might just say, should we stop the recording, Ian? Just so we don't have the general chit chat.